All right. I'd like to say shalom to everyone. Hopefully everything is clear. Going to get into some information to me that I believe some people need to know about, based on the difference between, you know, a virus and a disease. They're tithing. They're giving the label. Hopefully it's going. One second. All right. Now they're giving this COVID thing. They don't know what they want to call it. They don't know if they want to call it Corona, COVID. They say, "Oh, that's just the acronym." Whatever you want to say. We're actually calling it Corona virus disease, and so that made me go into some research on what are they trying to contaminate within the body. As I told you all a while back, when this thing first came out, if you look at the actual root word, and this is the way we have to do it, you have to look at root words. Why would they name it that? Okay. Why would they name it Corona? Because it's coronary artery, or coronary, CONORARY. People, I've heard, in stories of dropping dead. They have to put a label on their bio warfare against citizens. Now, is it fake? Yes. A lot of us know that it's just propaganda. Some people say, "Nah, man, it's for real. Everything going on." Well, the propaganda is real. Our people could be getting sick from something. Of course, people are getting sick from something that's acquiring their immunity as well, which is considered AIDS. That's what they're naming, just when it came to the HIV or human immune virus. I mean, what is that? Acquired immune deficiency syndrome. They have to acquire your immunity to make you have a diseased body. So I just wanted to just put out some information for you all. Not going to be a long feed. Since I noticed during this time, which is a little ironic, the viewership on this particular site, on my on my YouTube page has grown. Because I know some people have realized that I posted something 2015 in regards to some of us have known this information before. We already knew something was going to happen. We understand certain things is about to happen. Like, do we know exactly? No. But based on time frames, we can pretty much project a crisis or some type of catastrophic situation. Hopefully the volume's clear. Let me get closer to this thing here. So if you look up coronary virus, CORNARY, let me just type it right in the chat. One second. I got a delay in this thing. One second. It's a huge delay. I apologize for that. The symptoms of coronary virus is not too much different than or coronary virus, or mainly it's called coronary virus, coronavirus. Pretty much, it's the same thing. Okay, shortness of breath, dizziness, fatigue. So it's the same. This is what they're doing. Okay, in my belief, I said it before, and I'm just putting out this information. Just those of you, I know a lot of people are love videos and live feeds. They are attacking the respiratory system, which in turn can infect the heart. That's what can happen. The body is based on dominoes. It's a cause and effect to every situation in the body. Heart disease. Let me just go into some definition. Like I said, I don't want to be all over the place. So you go into the definition of disease itself, right? Because this is what they're calling it coronavirus disease. That's what COVID is. At first, if you think about it, when this thing first came out, nobody was talking about no COVID, nothing. It was just coronavirus. They stamped it with a COVID disease at the end of it later on. If we really think of the news articles, when it first came out, they wasn't calling it no COVID-19 or whatever. Like it just came out 2019, which tells you there's a strand that they actually developed in a lab. Some people say, no, they wouldn't do that. People are not that evil. Yeah, okay. If the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, right? Let me just show you. And I always put this out here. Job 9, verse 24. Let me just read it because some people may not know that this is written in the Bible, right? I know you all may know. One second. I would like to say shalom to everyone. First of all, thank the Most High for Jose, TC World, Trevor. First time I cut you live. Appreciate it. I'm glad you caught me live. I usually do my lives when I do go live, not around this time, but I really don't have a time frame when I do it. It's just when I feel that I need to go live. But I just wanted to give out this information real quick because I hope our people and everyone else, is putting together the puzzle pieces. Thank the Most High for my wife tuning in. And thank the Most High for Vincent Parker, Terrence Hines. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's go to Job 9, verse 24. And I just want to read the script because I always, quote it. Job 9, verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So if the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked of the world, but our faces are covered because of the Most High punishments. So if you have people that's not following the Most High, governing the world, you're going to have a false flag coronavirus, a false flag COVID, whatever they want to name it. And then they're being what you would call sarcastic in their Yiddish Hebrew. COVID translates into Kobe. So it's just a joke. You understand? Shelter in place here and there, and enforce laws to try to keep you in your house and all this type of mess. But if you really look at the words, all right, and I'm just going to read the definition of disease. Disease, right? A disorder of structure or function in a human, animal, or plant, especially one that produces specific signs of symptoms or that affects a specific location and is not simply a direct result of physical injury. Bacterial, and it's considered like it's just going through certain different definitions. They're linking into illness and sickness or whatever. All right. So the thing is, it says a disorder of a structure. Like if you have heart disease, that's not contagious. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that all diseases, some diseases are not. But the thing is, the way they're pushing it, I mean, which one is it? Is it going to be a virus or is it going to be a disease? And what part of the body they want to have a disorder or structure or function to? That's why they call it corona, coronary artery, or coronary virus. It's actually linking to the heart. That's why people, when I said before, when they first came out with this junk, people were dropping dead. They were more than likely putting poisons or something in the water. It could be, and like I said, this is speculation, but I know the list that's in my mind is going to check off one of the options or whatever. It could have been chemtrails. They could put things, they can inject certain things in the meats, in the animals, to give you a virus to your heart. That's mainly what's going on. It's not a coincidence. And let me just do this too. We worried about this corona thing, right? And this is going to be my last video, dealing with this. All right. This is going to be my last video dealing with this. I'll let everybody else constantly publicize about it, what's going on and things of nature. But this is going to be my last video in regards to this. And I'm going to start going back to, what we're dealing with now, the Feast of Unleavened Bread and things of that nature. Okay. So let me just put out a little more information on what we should be worried about when it comes to the pandemic or some type of crisis, right? I'll read it hopefully while I'm doing this. What is the number one killer in the world? Right? Heart disease. The number one killer. Heart disease. Corona. Coronary. Why is it named that? So if somebody dropped dead, they can say, oh, it's a COVID, this and that, just so they could shut down something. Knowing that people all over the world, and it's like 15.2 million deaths. But, they got us, dealing with this thing about this virus. But no one really probably thought about looking into what coronary, because you can have a heart virus and it's pretty much the same symptoms: shortness of breath, soreness, like you got the flu. You notice influenza is not considered a disease, but they type in corona disease, virus disease. That's what they call it, disease. So basically, if you contract this junk, if it's real, more than like it's not, you'll be contracting something from your water spigot, from you drinking out of your faucet water or something. A disorder of structure or function in a human. That's what disease is, a disorder. A virus, this is what a virus is. An infected agent that typically consists of a nucleic acid molecule and a protein coat is too small to be seen by light microscopy or is able to multiply only within the living cells of a host. So that's what a virus is. So which one is? They're totally different definitions, but they put disease and virus and disease in the same sentence. So matter of fact, let me just share this article that me and my wife was looking at. I shared this with her. Give me 1 second. 1 second here. One second. It says Illinois infant. This is news. This is published today, the 28th. I think let me see. Hold on. The 29th. Yesterday. Saturday was publicized. March 28th, 2020 at 9:08 p.m. New York Post. Illinois infant with coronavirus dies. Cause of death unknown. What? Does that make any sense? Cause of death unknown. The infant had coronavirus, but it says cause of death unknown. But isn't coronavirus killing people? It's supposed to attack. I didn't make them. Oh, let's see if this thing show up here. I'm trying to see if I can. Matter of fact, let me dim it down. Maybe it'll work that way. There you go. You see that? Does that make sense? No. Cause of death unknown. I don't know if it's backwards. It's showing like it's backwards here. Hopefully it's showing. But you can just go to New York Post, and that'd be one of the. I think that's the main article. So, I mean, it's too many different types of stories. It's too many different. How did this virus thing kill, or there are more people in America that's coming down with the virus than any other place when it started in China somewhere? Like, it doesn't make sense. All right, so someone says, Zena says, corona is a virus that has the potential to cause pneumonic disease. With pneumonic disease, the lungs can no longer pour oxygen into the body. All other organs fail without oxygen. Okay, there you have it. So it's a virus, but it has the potential to cause pneumonic disease. Okay, so it has the potential to cause a flu virus. How many? Hold up, the connection is unstable. Please wait a while trying to connect. All right, the thing went all over the place. Now, they say you have symptoms of someone that has the flu. All right, so is it my question is, has anyone had the flu and it caused a disease part of the body, or has it ever caused a disease? So they're not even naming it, because like I said before, I don't know if she just came in, they actually first started out with this thing. They didn't even call it a disease at first. They were just calling it coronavirus. Then they changed it to COVID-19. COVID. At first, it was just all we knew when it first came out was coronavirus. So now it's a disease. So which one is it? They can't see. The thing is, I'm a type of person that pay attention to how they portray certain things one way, then switch over as people start getting connected to it and start publicizing and posting and sharing it on social media. Then it come out into something big. When most of us in the world right now don't know no one that has nothing. Like, I don't know no one right now that has anything. No COVID or corona, whatever one they want to use. No one, nowhere I know of that have it. So that's tend to make me understand, because I know people that had the flu before. You know what I'm saying? Like influenza. I've known people that had that. But this thing here is so pushed and pumped out into the world. They shutting down stuff. People that you can't, you order on Uber Eats somewhere. They tell you to, hey, you know, do things with caution due to the disease and all that type of stuff. So Trevor says we have nine cases in the Bahamas, but no death. Trevor, I have a question for you. Do y'all have like a shelter in place or stay in house order or whatever there in the Bahamas? This is a question I'd like to ask. Is there stay in the house order or some type of shutdown where you can't leave? They don't want you to leave your house. So I'm just asking Trevor. He said it has 9 cases in the Bahamas, but no deaths, which is great. I don't want to hear people die. Yeah, a curfew. Now, this curfew is based on 9 cases. Now, I'm trying to be. I'm just be real. Does that make sense? Like, how many? What is the sense? The consensus, like the census of Bahamas population? 395,361 people. That was 2017. 395,361 people. From 9 a.m. till 5 a.m. So my thing is, out of 9 cases, and this is the reason why I'm doing this. I want people to really pay attention. Really, really pay attention what they're doing. And then on top of that, if you come down with a fever or cough, they're going to automatically think about it. This is pollen season. People get allergies and sneezing and coughing and all that. How many cases are not even related to this virus thing? And this should be the peak of when it starts to what you would call a this is a nice April Fool's joke, I guess, because out of 9 cases, they have a curfew in the Bahamas. Does that make sense? I mean, to me, that's a little extreme, right? So I just want people to think. Just really think about what's going on. So I just want to, get on here, give out some information real quick on what's the difference between a disease. I mean, based on the definitions, I don't see the linkage on a disorder of structure. Disease is a disorder of structure or function in a human. When I go to virus, it says an infected agent that typically consists of a nucleic acid molecule and protein coat is too small to be seen by micro, basic, their little microscopes or whatever, and is able to multiply only within the living cells of a host. A virus infection. Okay. So the body usually can fight off a virus. Usually, if you have a disease, a lot of times diseases are incurable. But some of them can be, of course, because you got herbs and vitamins. If you're taking herbs and vitamins, I mean, you keep your hands washed, as they say. I mean, that should be common sense to a lot of us. Keep your hygiene up. They tell you to keep your hands washed, keep your hygiene up. And then this disease, you can wash a disease off. So I'm just don't make sense to me. Like it's to me. Then they give you Lysol that fights off bacteria, but uh, a virus, it's mainly when you look at it, it says bacteria. 100%, it say 99.9%. Let's just look at it. So y'all don't think I'm crazy, right? Let me see if I can find it. One second here. One second. Yeah, 99.9% of viruses and bacteria. Now, at first, they added viruses because at first, when you first would look at the back of a can, maybe it's just different ones. All it said was 99.99% of bacteria. So they probably added viruses there. So maybe, like I said, they could have changed some of the chemicals. Nowadays, I don't know. But they tell you to spray this and spray that. And, you should be better off. You should, you just spray and use the Lysol wipes and use your hand sanitizer and, yeah. So that's the way you keep the virus down, or so you don't catch a disease. I don't know, understand like they putting there as a disease, but like I said, to me it's confusing, and it's supposed to be because it don't make sense. All right, period. It don't. You can't make. You can't change the name of something, give it an acronym, and then add a letter. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they did. So now I don't want to keep repeating myself. So I just wanted to put this information out there. I understand that some people may not see the same way I see things in this world, but I just know a few years ago that it was some information that I was going into that I realized that they was going to try something this year. They were going to try something in this year. Their 2020 is really um, the I would say the official 2012. All right, so because you're about 7 or 8 years off due to the Gregorian calendar, the way they do the years and the months here in America and other countries. The years are off by 7 to 8 years. So that 2012 thing that people were really dealing with is more so closer today as the 2012. All right, so and a guy in the store was like, here we go back to this 2012 thing. And I'm talking about we was in the store. He was like, man, this is like that movie. Everybody going haywire. And I was like, well, I didn't get into it with him. I was like, you might be on point because you're 8 years off. Julie says, I just talked to an emergency room assistant in Jackson, Florida. He said that they were 4 confirmed cases because they had mild symptoms. They sent them home. All right, so they had mild cases, 4, and let me were not confirmed until 14 days later. They are just as confused as anyone else. Nobody serious. All right, so I want to say shalom to Dude. Thank you, Most High. Thank the Most High for you all tuning in. The Most High for Julie, James. Thank you for tuning in. All right, so my thing is, do you all, Julie, have a shelter in place or stay at home order for Jackson, Florida? think that's Jacksonville, Florida. Not really sure, but basically in that part of Florida. So I mean, the thing is, it's supposed to be confused. Anytime, I mean, it's like this, right? If someone is lying to you, right, it's gonna be it's gonna be hard to understand. It's gonna be confusion. All right, so Jacksonville doesn't have one. Okay, that's good. But that part of the area, Jacksonville, is a lot of sunlight. So people will be like, hold up, man, ain't nobody, there's so much sunlight in that area. Just like it's not even dealing with Africa like that. And Christopher says this is so confusing. So I'm gonna tell you why. Um, I have a scripture I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna show you why it's confusing. One second. For the First Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33. Corinthians 14, verse 33. Conflict reports. It don't make sense. And this is the thing. What people do is they try to make sense out of something. Hold on, this thing says, please wait while we trying to reconnect you. Your connection is unable. If it skipped out, I apologize. This thing been doing that pretty much yesterday as well. But this is the reason why you have confusing. So as you see in the chat, for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. So he's not the author of confusion. So what you see here, and it's kind of lead me another way when you see all these different churches with different types of winds of doctrine, the Most High ain't dealing with that. Maybe there's some people in these churches that will be drawn away from it. All right, so once you see certain things, the world is given into the hands of the wicked. All right, and you know that the Most High is not the author of confusion, because it's confusing. Like, okay, what is it called? COVID. Okay, then the word links to in their Yiddish Hebrew, not Phoenician or Paleo Hebrew, but their Yiddish Hebrew, it links to Kobe. Okay, so come on, man, like, so it's just a bunch of crap. All right. So even Christopher understands. More people understand this is of the most. It's not of the Most High, it's of the devil. You understand? So, like I said, this stuff don't make sense. Magic tricks, things of nature. It's witchcraft mainly. It's just witchcraft to get you scared out of, all depressed. You lose your job, and your job won't pay you this, and then you got this guy gonna give $1 trillion worth of money and send it off into giving you this money and all that. They're doing this because the big thing is, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say this one more time. Right. And like I said, I know I'm gonna get pushback because I know I said this before, and so I got a few thumbs down, but I don't really care. All right, so look, if you understand, you black people, us black people, right, African Americans, so-called Jamaicans, all our people, the indigenous people, all over the world, right? We understand our so-called minority groups, right, that got treated certain ways, colonized certain areas of where we are. All over the world, they start colonizing certain areas. Think about this, right? If you start figuring out that you are actually from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, from the 12 tribes of Israel, and you know that you need to migrate back, right? And the scriptures say that we're going to go back to that land that we were taken from. What you think will happen to the economy when we start leaving? What you think they're going to have to do? And it's not a coincidence around the times that a lot of our people, even though we do it in different days, around the Passover time, because this is the time that we deal, like right now we're in the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Okay. We may not do it at the same times. We got our ways that we understand certain things, but we understand that this is what we used to do as people. The Most High will allow the stranger to test you to see how strong you are. That's what he do. This whole thing, all this stuff, right? And I don't care how much people say, man, you sound proud. You got a lot of pride. Nah, this is just truth, man. We are the children of Israel, written in scripture. It's because of us that there's a fake virus going around shutting stuff down. Okay? Period, man. We ain't no African Americans. We ain't no Indians. My wife is from the tribe of Gad. Okay? We understand who we are. Okay? I am from the tribe of Judah. We understand, even if we don't know what tribe you from, even if you don't know how you're supposed to eat right now, you just getting into this information. It's because of us. This is the reason why we're here. Why trying to figure out, and like Chris said, they know we understand. And now the way they have to come against us, because they know they can't push us too much because the Most High will send angels to tear their behinds up, because they already had their chance. Now that we're waking up all over the world, you go on Facebook right now. I go on my Facebook account. Y'all check out my friends. It's Akmalak on Facebook. I got over, I would say over 1,000, because some of those people just want, some people want to be friends. Over 1,000 our brothers and sisters with Hebrew names calling themselves Israel this, Israel this, Israel. We're waking up all over the world. All over. This is going to cause a problem with the governments. The economic system is falling. Babylon is falling. It's falling. It's become the habitation of devils. So if you inhabit a bunch of devils, the Most High is going to send visitation. That's the reason why. That's the reason why. So if y'all go to 2nd Ezra 6, verse 54, to tell you. Matthew 1, verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yeshua, for he shall save his people from their sins. Branches in in Romans chapter 11. Okay. All right. We had Vincent. He's from the tribe of Gad. And Gad ain't no joke, man. They ain't playing. Gad is aggressive. You understand? And that's how you know every tribe pretty much. I've been doing this for years. I pay attention to how the certain behavior notes. You know what I'm saying? You have to sometimes calm Gad down. That's what Judah is good for. We have to keep our people, we try to keep our people under control. You understand? We'll die for our people. You know what I'm saying? Not saying other tribes won't, but we take on the same spirit of how Christ, all the other brothers and sisters do too. But Judah is it's a little different. Then we flare up. We get people riled up. Hold up, this thing going all over the place. But yeah, this is because of us, man. Yeah, it's because of us. This is all your COVID and all this junk is all about. So I'm pretty much done. I just want to get into some quick information. It's kind of quick. It's usually I'm almost an hour and a half. 43 minutes ain't that bad. And, you know, that's it. I mean, don't think that this stuff is just happening just because. No, they putting in place certain they're going to change the laws and the constitution and all that. And a lot of people don't know when they do shelter in place or if they do stay at home orders, your constitution is out the window. You're under martial law. They're not telling people. People say, man, no, you ain't under martial law. No, you are. Anytime a governor can tell you there's no goofing around. And I've seen a news article, there's no goofing around and all this. What are you talking about? If I'm at my house and I want to do backflips, I can do backflips. What are you talking about? But they have your right, your so-called your constitutional rights is nothing once you go under these orders. But they're not telling people. They try to sugarcoat it. It's not a coincidence right now that I have a letter from my job because I'm an essential worker that I have to carry that all over the place. I want to go walk down the street. So if it wasn't that, like they can pretty much lock you up if you are just walking around, chilling, like y'all brothers and sisters like to do, smoke weed and all that and just chill. No goofing off. That's the terms they be using. They trying to get us. They trying to turn us into terrorists. That's what it is. They already try to put a face on us as terrorists now. You considered a domestic terrorist if you go outside of any of their little restrictive laws. They're going to try to deem you as a terrorist, and they're going to detain you. That's what it's all about. If you start understanding that you are from the seed of Abraham, and it's your time to rule next. Come on, man. This is actually the time we're in. I mean, we got neighbors, calling cops on. I mean, and they look at me. I mean, my neighbors, they look at me and my wife like something wrong with us, not knowing that they're under low vibration. Because I don't want to use, for example, I'll give you a quick example today. I cut my grass with a push mower. So I don't need gas and fumes and dust and all that mess popping all over my face, and it's cheaper. Is it more work? Yeah, I'm doing it on purpose, stay in shape. Because that's what we're going to get back to anyway. You're not going to have no push mower. I mean, no riding lawnmowers and all that stuff is going to come to nothing. So you better get yourself in shape, brothers, to be able to take care of your family, man. So I'm using a pushing mower to get myself acclimated on using this stuff later on in the wilderness. Me and my wife today, she was picking some type of dandelions and all kind of herbs from the earth that she has a big Bible worth of it's like a Bible worth of herbs, like a book that she has that she go into, and she can find what's good for the body and what's not. Okay. So yeah, and then I went into the yard. I'm cutting. I sniffed around. I pulled up these, matter of fact, one of them here. This come from the ground, right? You would think it's just grass, but look at it. It's an onion in the grass. But if we're not educated on this stuff, we're not going to understand. Of course, do you have to do research on it? Yes. So this is what we need to do, man. We got to come out of our comfort zone because, like I say, we don't know what they're going to try to push next. Learn how to cook out things of the nature. It's important, Which we don't know. What if your stove shut off? What you going to do? What if Uber Eats is not working no more? See, don't get me wrong, it's very convenient. But the thing is, I feel uncomfortable using it a lot because it makes me feel like if I can't use it, it's like, dang, what else I'm gonna do? You shouldn't feel that way. You're like, oh, you feel bored or whatever. And man, get out in the yard, do whatever, make your fire and cook your own food. You know what I'm saying? Go talk to your neighbors, physically walk to your neighbors, knock on their door. So that's what it's going to eventually come to. Yeah, we have wild garlic, and then wife. Some of them are onion. So we got wild garlic, we got wild onion, come right from the earth, in the backyard. Some of it's in the front yard. We some of us don't know what we're sitting on. We be like, oh my God, I gotta go to the grocery store. I gotta get this. I gotta get this. Go in your backyard. I guarantee you got a grocery store. You do the research. You got a grocery store in your backyard. You can eat all kind of vegetables, all kind of herbs. You don't need to go to the grocery store. You got everything there. The Most High put things here for us, but He allowed us to go into strong delusion to think that we have to depend on a food service truck in the meat stores, in the grocery stores to give us our nourishment. When the earth give us nourishment. If you see a bunch of bumblebees all over the place and bees hovering around the grass and all that, you just follow the bees and the birds. I'm sure you get some nourishment. Oh, I picked up the garlic one. Let me get one of the onions. If I pick up the right one, I don't know. All of it look kind of the same. Hey, which one of these things is in garlic? Oh, I'm showing this book? Okay. Now my wife, she see this beautiful Gadite wife. Like for y'all to see this book here. You see this book? All the herbs that you need, pretty much, it's a good start. But I'm gonna tell you, as big as this book is, it's a lot of information. Edible wild plants, a North American field guide to over 200 natural foods, and by seasons. And I'm glad. I thank the Most High for Vincent. He grow his own food as well. That's all we need. We don't need no grow, because I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna shut all this stuff down. This was a test. It's a social experiment to see how many people is going to panic. So what we do is now we have things. We have actual bottles, glass bottles. Don't get on plastic. If you get you some apple cider, or some type of apple sauce or whatever like that, and it's in glass, keep those glass containers. Wash them out. You can put regular water in it. You want to boil the water from your faucet first. Then it's still not ready. You put it in the bottles, the glass jars of bottles, and put it outside in the sun, upside down. Take off the labels or whatever, and deal with the sunlight. Let the sunlight hit that water inside of that bottle, and it'll purify it, and you can drink it. All right, so, and like I said, I'm saying all this, man, because what they're trying to push, and they're gonna constantly keep pushing it. This is the thing, right? This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. You got to think about the year just came in. Their year, I mean, pretty much it came in really, it's fake the way they do the years. That's another story in itself. The year starts in March, around March, the middle of March, or sun, when you have equal night and equal day, which came around the 14th of 12th. I think it came around the 12th of March this year. So you have equal night and day, and the next day you got 2 more minutes of sunlight. That's the new year. So, but I don't want to get too long with it. And I thank you all for tuning in. This information, I don't ask people for nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing this information you can just help, use for yourself and just pass it on to others. And my wife put, it's a lot of herbs people think are weeds that are edible, right outside. They're not even weeds. You got to really pay attention to it. It's not weeds. You would think it is, but the same thing you think is weed, it'd be in a grocery store and you'd be buying it. That's what we're trying to tell you. Then she said you can make medicines from them too. Just have to research and be cautious. You have to do the research, and pretty much my wife is I call her holistic doctor. I mean, she got all these certificates. So she she's she's an herbalist. She deals with herbs and vitamins. All right. So, and this is how we're supposed to do it. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to help our people to understand, educate ourselves. Um, all right, thank you Most High for Sean, brother Sean. I appreciate you tuning into the channel. This is all due to the Most High. It has nothing to do with me. So it's just a lot of us have certain gifts. We like to help people. I have nothing script. If I need to feel that I need to go to I'm just gonna be like, hold on, y'all. Let me go to the scripture real quick. It pop up in my head that I need to just deal with it. Matter of fact, it just came to me to put in. I'm gonna show you the reason why I do it this way. Not saying other ways is not something that but this is the way I do it. One second. One second here. One second. If you go to Psalms 27, verse 27. I think it's moving a little slow. And it says, mark the perfect man and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. So I'm reading that because all you have to do, you know what I'm saying, if you don't deal with yourself and just deal with the spirit, you become more so like Christ. Do I have a ways to go? Of course. A lot of us have a ways to go. But the more you defy and deny the inner man, the evils, that fleshly side of you, of you become more like the Messiah. And you'll become eventually, you'll be able to touch a person if they need to be healed, they'll be healed. So that's pretty much it. So now I'm done. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here. If you all need to send me an email in regards to some questions or any updates about this, this virus thing, like I say, this is gonna be my last video in regards to it or live feed. My email is, I'm about to type it in the chat. It's not all caps, but that's it right there. All right. So this is my life, and I will be doing this for the rest of it. Thank you all for tuning in. Shalom.